So this is Azurik, the game I've been working on recently. It's the very first um, little thing. It's just a way to get to this teleport slightly earlier using a roll hop. Basically, you can store a jump when you roll, and you basically just hold the jump button. As soon as you're finished rolling, it'll jump. I'm now using that more in a more important role. This is to get an air power up early. So it doesn't show the video, but in the middle there's an air power up, and that basically gives you an extra jump. It's like a flight thing. It's not quite a double jump, as you'll see here. Use it to just get up to this ledge slightly early. That skips a fairly small aspect. A little tube, and then this skips going round in a circle. I actually screw this up so bad that I lose time here. I've done this whole video in the order of the route. So this is coming up next. This level is kind of dumb. It's called Battle Platform. It's really long and really annoying. This very first bit actually skips having to complete the previous level. What you're supposed to do is get to the top of the volcano, you knock off a bit of rock, and then you float on the lava down here and you can get across. But I skipped that, which saves quite a bit of time. And then I'm gonna skip the basically I'm gonna jump up over here and it will get me to basically where I'm supposed to finish, and then I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, and you saw me use it a little bit there, but it will be more apparent in a second. Is I don't know, slope flight, I guess is what it's called. Basically there are slopes where you don't completely slip off. What you do is you gain a small bit of traction as you're going down, enough that you can actually jump. As soon as you have air power 2, which is what I go for as quick as possible in the speedrun, you can use it to climb these slopes. So I screw up here, but in a second you'll see what I mean. You jump as you're going up, and that kind of, you lose a little bit of momentum as you're doing that. Then you use one jump to go neutral and one more flight to go forwards. So you can actually climb any slope like this in the game. There's a lot of breaks because of it. And originally I actually didn't think about going up this slope. I finished one of the later puzzles. Like this level probably takes 10 to 15 minutes if you're doing it normally. And I mean like speed running it normally. It's just a lot of very slow trekking through puzzles and activating switches and very, very irritating platforming. So this skip's pretty good, pretty huge as well. And then I'm gonna get the fire disc, and I'm gonna abuse another glitch with the rolling. So there's a fall timer in this game. Basically, if you fall for long enough, when you hit the ground, you'll die. And also, if you don't hit the ground at a certain time, you'll also die. So the way to get out of this is, like I say, you store the jump, and at a certain timing, you can jump up, and the game thinks that your last motion is up. If you actually fall too far, again, you die anyway. And then this is getting to a life disc early. You're supposed to get acid 3 before you can get here. I can just jump around the side. There is actually an invisible wall, which I have to be careful to miss, but it's not too bad. Then I use a little roll jump storage with double jump to get this earth power early, which ends up being really, really nice. In fact, being able to do like I have it routed, so I do the whole of this level basically in one. I return to this level, but in a different area, so I don't actually have to come back here at all. So I get the earth power, and then there's one more thing, which is a fire disc, which I'm about to get. It's just above the start over here. Now this is a bit messy, because as you can see, very dark. I know the layout pretty well, and there's a cheat in the game called debug lighting, which is super useful. I can basically, it just gives me raw light so I can see in the room. So I know the layout pretty well, but it's all slopes. There's nothing you can stand on, so you have to be jumping and doing the slope flight all the time. And then once you're up on the top, you are actually sliding here, but it's very small. And then you can just use a little roll jump storage there and get that fire disc. And then it's off to the ice islands. So this is really convenient that you can do all this, because it just works out that you basically don't have to revisit anywhere in the route. That little jump is not properly routed in. It's a little finicky, and I'm not entirely sure whether it saves enough time to be worthwhile yet. It saves a very small amount of time. Basically just a moving platform that you skip that's quite slow. This, however, is vital. Now, I normally don't have a level 2 fire here, which you may see if you look at the bottom right. I've got 2 in the red column. And what I'm supposed to do is put snow on these ice things so that you don't slide, and it requires level 2 fire. Having level 2 fire here is very annoying, because the 2 places you can get the level 2 fire, one is really out the way, and the other one is it requires you to have level 2 water, which you can only get here. So you'd have to come here, go, and then come back again. So it's a big pain, but slope, good old slope flight works really well. And again, I'm going to use the roll glitch, I guess, the death glitch, I guess, to get rid of the full timer. You actually can't land directly, like I say, because you can't do one extra roll and land. You have to hit the slope, so you're ending your motion upwards. Otherwise, you'll fall to your death, which is really weird. You can fall with no speed and just instantly die. This section basically just abuses an area they didn't think you could get to because of double jump, which you aren't, like, it's not impossible that you'd have it without glitches or anything, but it's just you're not really supposed to have flight 2 at this point. And then what you're supposed to do is a bunch of keys. They like their keys in this game. A lot of the levels are collecting keys, usually done in a more interesting way, but a lot of them are that. So this means I just get the earth power and the earth disc. I go through the teleporter, and then I come back here, and I go and fight the Flame Guardian. I do have the route pretty much all done now. I mean, there's a couple of skips that could change things, but very minor at this point, so I'll post it in the description for anyone interested. It's even color coded when exactly I'm picking up fragments and what fragments and power levels I have at each point. This initial out of bounds is actually found by Rockmox. I found a different way to get out of bounds, like a lot easier, and then use this slope flight. Stupidly, I didn't see it the first time I was here. I went all the way around the level and out of bounds trying to get up here, and then was like, oh, that's a slope. There's also an older version, so this is how I used to get down. But the reason I'm doing a weird flight there is I can actually die from fall damage. If you just jump from lower on the slope, it's really easy. This next part is spotlight section. Basically, to get the final earth disc, you need to light up 3 spotlights that start some sort of gravity elevator thing. You just sit in a beam and it puts you through, basically. The problem is the way it's laid out is there's 3 spotlights on one level that you use to make an elevator for the next 3 spotlights. But some of the spotlights at the bottom need to be used to get the blue. So you've got to like go around all of them, moving them around. But stupidly, they decided to separate one of the levels with a slope. So I can just do it basically as quickly as possible. I don't even know if these are the exact spotlights you're supposed to use to trigger the 3 blues. I think they might be, but it doesn't really matter. These are just the 3 that are quickest for me to do. And that door I'm passing just now is one of the few areas I haven't really managed to crack, and I really want to skip it. The way you're supposed to enter is there's a crystal back there, and you have to play a song on the crystal with different power-ups, basically. So you do like one electric, then one fire, then one smash. The issue with that is that you can't just do it. you have to find all the crystals first. All the crystals are in either kind of dangerous places, like just death everywhere and you can die very easily, or they take forever to get to. Like a lot of the places, they are just really out the way. So I'd probably save 10 minutes at least, maybe 15 if I could skip it. And because that's basically the last place I go before Death Realm, or Life and Death Realm, I actually have my power 3 air, so, and you can get to the bottom underneath it, so I might be able to find something. I hope I can find something, because it's annoying just doing those. There's only really, I would say, 2 or 3 parts to the game which just make me dread speedrunning it. The crystals is one of them, and then Life Realm. But I'll talk about that a bit later. So after this is done, I go and fight the Earth Guardian. I've already fought the Water Guardian, and then once that happens, I get access to the Air Realm for the first time. So as you can see, this is already taking quite long just for what it is. The spotlights move really slowly. Doing the puzzle normally would have just taken forever, so it's very, very lucky that they put that slope there, making it nice and easy for me. I think I cut it short here because I messed up going into the beam a bunch of times. It's a little awkward, but it's because you have to use a jet to, it's an air vent jet thing that puts you up in it. They jump you up, and then they have a tiny bit of I guess it's gravity, like magnetism. They try and pull you in a particular direction, but wherever you're facing when you go is your initial velocity. So if you're facing away from it, it'll like push you forwards and then pull you back a tiny bit. So if you're ever trying to go a direction, it'll normally push you forwards. If you continue that direction, it'll like drag you one direction whilst you're going. It's really annoying. I'm pretty sure if I just aim straight, it works. So I just came at it at a bad angle. This is the first of the Air Realm. It's called Rain Machine. It's another quite long one. You're supposed to turn on these 3 don't even really know what they are, streams I guess, water jets. They go down the slides and fill up the lake at the bottom. There's 3 of them you're supposed to do. One of them has no relevance, like it doesn't do anything. Completing this level doesn't actually do anything for you. There's a couple of levels where they're supposed to make other levels work properly or something like that, but it doesn't actually change anything in any other level, so you can just ignore the first one entirely. Going down the second one, at the end of the second one, there's a water power-up that I'm going to pick up, and then at the third one, there's the life disc I need. Now, the thing with the third one is that you'll see these things I'm going through have doors that are open. On the life disc one, all of the doors are shut, so you can't actually slide down it straight away. What you have to do is press these buttons down here to my left. But I'm not going to go down the slide completely, because then I have to go all the way up to the top, go up the elevator twice, and then slide all the way down. But I can get up there nice and easy, because at the bottom, or next to the bottom of the slide, they put a fan that can push me up pretty much to the perfect height that I need, and then I can just do slope flight to get up all the way. Now the thing with this is that I've noticed this clip was done quite a while ago. I wouldn't actually normally have that much air power. I would only be on like the smaller bar. So I gotta make sure I try and kill myself, I think, before I start this level, like save and kill myself. Whenever you die, it replenishes your health and all your powers, so running out of powers is quite a problem. I think in my first runs I'll probably figure out times where I'm running out of power and where I need to save, so that I can keep my power up. And I just go back to the top and just cut it here, I think. Yeah. This is the next, basically the next realm. Oh no, sorry, there's a realm afterwards which one of the few realms left that I just do completely legitimately and I can't skip anything, which is a shame. This realm is quite long. You're supposed to get 3 keys that activate these tubes. You go through them. One of them I need to activate to get the life disc. Sorry, not the life disc, the final air disc. And then the last one I'm supposed to activate to get to the top area. But I can climb this tube. I'm making it look a lot harder than it is. It's mostly because this is the only one where you actually need to use slope flight to get up it. All the rest of them you just walk on. And I'm just jumping badly. You can jump every time, so you just kind of like that. You're just hitting it and it knocks you over. And then from that I use roll hop or roll glitch, bit of both, to make sure I don't die falling down here. I could probably make that one easier. I can actually land on the roof if I feel like I'm coming in at a weird angle or anything. And I went the wrong way around here, but then this activates the final air area, and I go up to fight the Air Guardian with a level I can do a few skips on. Not too bad. This is the worst area in the game. Basically this game is fairly interestingly designed. It's never like too dumb. I think it's got dumb aspects, but it's quite enjoyable for the most part. Up until the air realm, where it becomes just kind of a nuisance a lot of the time, and then this is just possibly the worst designed level. So what I'm doing is getting a key early. Like I normally have to wait on a platform, and this skip allows me to only have to get 1 key, which actually makes the reason this level's so dumb a lot easier. Which is, after you've done all this, to activate. To get rid of the shield around the life disc, you have to do this very dumb thing that seems to be completely arbitrary and random. It's made slightly easier with only using 1 key. You have to power a bunch of orbs, but if you hit this power, then you fizzle out and have to do it all over again. This is my favourite skip of the game, and probably the coolest. So, where I rolled off there was a cutscene just before. Or just after, sorry. So I skipped that cutscene, and that cutscene throws you to the bottom of this level, and you've got to go on a bunch of conveyor belts and stuff. I don't really know, I haven't done it, and I don't plan on doing it. I've just seen the videos. You've got to collect 6 keys, and that basically allows you to get to where I am going to land, into this elevator. The reason this is so difficult is that you can't roll off the edge and store your jump. So you can't use the roll glitch to fool the timer, otherwise this would be pretty simple, I think. What you have to do is get pretty much perfect flights so that you are just the right height, because you can just get away with not getting the fall damage. They're just low enough, but you've got to get your flights really, really good. The other thing you'll notice, or maybe not, is that my power is running out quite a lot. Like you have to stabilize yourself with flights quite a lot just to get in the right position. So I'm going to end up using my last flight power, and I just get up there, and that's it. I can't fly anymore. And then this is the optimum way to get to the boss, but it is really hard. It requires 2 pretty perfect bounces. Basically the momentum of the elevator transfers to you. The lower down it is before it's stopping, the faster it is, and you need both of these to work perfectly. And then really luckily the fall timer doesn't kick in because of this, and there's a lip just here which allows you to gain your jump, otherwise you wouldn't have flight power at all, and then you just land in here, and this is the final boss area. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some runs soon, and yeah, hopefully that was enjoyable. And yeah, cheers.